The Social Bike Village concept is really built on a few really important aspects. The first is taking some vacant, derelict land and trying to bring that back to life for a really positive purpose. Really looking at innovative, prefabricated architecture to try and build some beautiful homes for people to live in. And then the other really important aspect is there's a full-time, intensive on-site support. We work with a local charity called the Serenians.
This wasn't about providing accommodation, it was about providing a place where people would go on a journey of change, but it needed to be on their terms.
I actually heard about Social Bike not long after it started because I used to work for the Homeless World Cup, and unfortunately I then became homeless myself. I lived in the Social Bike Village for about five and a half months. I knew as soon as I went to visit it that I'd be welcome, but I'd also be at ease because I felt at ease when I went for my first interview. You have everybody's back, and for me there was some people there that when I was at my lowest of low, they were there to support, and that's what else the village is very good at, is supporting each individual in whatever their needs are.
So looking at things, for instance, like if they need help with budgeting skills, if they need help with maybe employability aspects, really whatever they need we look at and then support the resident to meet their goals and their aims.
There is a huge big hub where everybody can come and meet for dinner or meetings. It gave you that space to start rebuilding yourself. I mean, I called my little room my sanctuary because that is how I felt. But I know that others have done so well. One's a DJ who does his DJ stuff, and there's people that are working and there's people that are still studying. So there is a lot of good that's came from the village.
We had absolutely no experience in any kind of construction project. We barely had any experience in running a sandwich shop, let alone a big construction project. We met a lady called Jill Henry. She agreed to come on and be our project director, so she volunteered her time. And then she said, look, you really need an architect, so we managed to get an architect to volunteer his time, and then they said, look, you're going to need an engineer, so then they reached out to an engineer and they came and volunteered their time. And by the time the village was built, there must have been at least 40 or 50 companies from the construction industry who all donated some element of service or product or materials to help this project come to life. Not to mention all of the financial support, all of the thousands of people sleeping out from all walks of life to help us raise money to do this. So it was an amazingly collaborative project. It really rallied an industry.
Quite brilliant pieces of collective activity, and the sum of the parts as a consequence was huge and innovative, and in some ways revolutionary.
We feel that we've really managed to demonstrate through the village a different way of responding to homelessness, a different way of providing temporary homelessness accommodation that's really focused and geared at helping people out of that situation and breaking the cycle of homelessness. So we think it's really important now, and we're really determined to embark on a kind of mission of trying to build 2 more villages and replicating this project. We think there's many cities in Scotland and throughout the UK that are really in need of a project like this. So Break the Cycle is our new fundraising campaign to raise the funds that we need to build 2 new villages in 2 new cities. We've got a live event taking place on September the 5th with Sir Chris Hoy, which is going to be starting in Glasgow at the Chris Hoy Velodrome and going all the way a 60-mile cycle, finishing just close to the Social Bike Village in Edinburgh. And we're also putting on a big virtual challenge, and that's basically encouraging you to do a physical challenge of your choice. So that could be a 60-mile cycle in your area, it could be a 60-minute run, or it could be 60 push-ups every day for a week, or whatever is a challenge to you. You can sign up on breakthecycle.co.uk, register your challenge, raise some money, and it's all going to help us with this ambition of trying to build 2 new villages.